The film begins with a man named Jack, who was attending the birthday party of a child of his friend. All of Jack's friends had their own families and only Jack was not married at that time. Jack has been in a long-term relationship with his girlfriend Tracy. Jack told his friends that he would soon propose to his girlfriend. The next day Jack goes to a jewelry store to buy a ring that he will give to propose to Tracy. On the other hand, there was a woman who was excited because she got a message from her boyfriend who said that her boyfriend invited her to meet and would give her what she had hoped for. And this woman's name is Christina. She is a makeup artist. Long story short, in the evening with a flowery heart, Christina went to the place where she would meet her boyfriend. Meanwhile, Jack is on his way to meet his girlfriend. Jack was in a restaurant. Soon after, Tracy was dating. Jack then shows Tracy the ring he bought for her. But Tracy says it's too late. In fact, he was already in a relationship with another man. Tracy apologizes to Jack and leaves. On the other hand, Christina, who was waiting for her boyfriend to come, apparently also had the same fate as Jack. Where at that time it was not his girlfriend who came, but instead his driver who approached Christina and said that her boyfriend named Jerry could not come to see her. The driver just told her to give Christina a message. A few moments later Christina's friend Eseng told her via message to immediately check Jerry's Facebook. How surprised Christina when she saw that her lover's status had changed, dating another woman. Now Jack and Christina feel the same heartbreak. They feel that today is a bad day for them. Long story short, 6 months have passed. Christina, who works as a makeup artist at the time, was working on a photo shoot at a resort. Jack was in the same place. Jack intends to pull himself together after his breakup from Tracy. Because Jack had been alone for too long at the resort, his older brother Carlo came to him and persuaded him to go home immediately. At night Christina wants to prove if she can forget her ex. She also shows her friends to flirt with men. Jack came and sat next to them. Then it became an experiment. Christina then approached Jack until she finally managed to invite Jack to get acquainted. They chatted a lot, and at that time Christina just found out that the resort belonged to Jack's family. They also looked so familiar, joking and laughing together. It didn't feel like it was morning yet. Then they exchanged phone numbers to make an appointment and meet again. Long story short, one day Jack tried to invite Christina to meet at a cafe. Christina gladly accepted Jack's invitation at that time. They met at a cafe they had been promised. Christina was so beautiful at that time and made Jack not stop to look at her. At that time they also exchanged social media accounts, and when Christina saw some photos uploaded by Jack, she was amazed at the photos from Jack. Jack told me he was a photographer, but because Jack had to help run his family's business, Jack's ideals finally had to be removed. He can only reveal photos of his portrait on social media. Christina tells Jack that she has to work according to her skills. And when they finished talking, they went to a night bar. But Christina doesn't seem to like the place. To keep Christina there, Jack tries to find a partner for Christina. But Christina, who is a very picky type, rejects all the men in the bar. Then the next day Christina, who knows if Jack really likes photography, deliberately invites Jack to come to work. There he introduced Jack to his friend who is a professional photographer. After that, Jack also took Christina to the office where he worked, and the days after that their relationship seemed to be getting closer. They also spend a lot of time together. One day when Valentine's Day arrives, Christina feels lonely because usually on this Valentine's Day she spends time together with her lover. Then Christina tries to contact Jack and asks him out on a date. Jack, who was actually going to a meeting, was finally willing to cancel his schedule in order to go with Christina. Jack had apparently prepared a romantic place for their date. Christina is overwhelmed by Jack's romantic response. Jack gave Christina a flower. Although the place and the way Jack welcomes Christina is very romantic, they can only imagine if they become lovers. After they finish dinner, Jack then invites Christina to see his new photo studio. Apparently Jack was inspired by the words of Christina, who said that work must be in accordance with her passion. So Jack was determined to focus on the world of photography. Jack then asks Christina to be the first model in his new studio. Unexpectedly, Christina was very adept at demonstrating like a professional model. Jack then asks Christina for the sexiest pose possible. After the photo activity, they continued with the activity of playing in bed that night. In the morning, Christina, who woke up early, looked so very happy after a wonderful night with Jack. The next night while they are watching TV, Jack asks Christina for another date. I'm glad Christina gave it to me. The next morning when they woke up, Jack's phone rang. To which Tracy apparently sends a message that she is eager to meet Jack. Later that night, Jack meets Tracy at a restaurant. It was noticeable then that Tracy was very sorry to have left Jack. It was then that Tracy asked to return to Jack. Jack himself was silent. He thinks that there is now Christina in his life. Then the next day, Jack meets Christina and she tells him the truth that last night she met her ex-boyfriend. Christina is jealous, but realizes that she has no relationship status with Jack. She felt jealous in front of Jack. Even so, Christina could not help her feelings. She cried in front of her best friend. She regretted that their relationship from the beginning was not clear. And there is no commitment to a relationship like a couple of lovers. Jack, on the other hand, resigned himself to his father and decided to focus on photography. His father reluctantly accepted Jack's decision, and at that time Jack began to feel something strange with Christina, who had been unable to be contacted for several days. What turns out is that Christina is still angry about the situation and their unclear relationship. It was also then that Jerry's ex Christina actually contacted him and invited him to meet. Christina was willing and accepted Jerry's invitation. Meanwhile, Jack is seen complaining to his assistant. His assistant then advised him to give clarity about their relationship. Then in the evening Ya went to Christina's house with flowers and dolls. But unfortunately when there, Jack actually saw Christina, who was with Jerry. Jack just stood there and walked away. Long story short, Jack and Christina finally have a chance to meet. Their story is actually hindered by feelings that both of them cannot express because of their egos. Until Jack finally threw away all his ego to say that he really loved Christina and asked Christina for a relationship. But here Christina just fell silent, and then cried when she saw Jack walk away without getting an answer from her. Then, while crying, Jack recorded a video of his apology to Christina and all the women he had ever hurt. Seeing Jack's sincerity, Christina feels guilty and realizes that she has hurt the man she actually loves. One of Christina's friends said that Jack was a very nice guy. Then the friend suggested that Christina apologize to Jack. Without thinking, Christina immediately went to see Jack. At that time, Jack was also thinking about Christina. A little later Christina came with flowers and dolls. He then apologized and said that he had been stupid because he was too selfish. And Christina also said that she loved Jack very much. But then apparently Jack lied to Christina by saying that he was too late and could not accept her love anymore. Then when Christina looked sad, Jack turned around and hugged Christina and said that he was just kidding. Jack then confirmed that the two of them are now officially a couple. And the movie ends.